Hey, what is up guys and welcome to my channel. The Burning Shores DLC is astounding and we got quite a lot of things added in this expansion. New skills, combat mechanics, Valor Surges and much more. With that, we now can make even crazier builds than before. What I'm about to show you today will absolutely destroy anything on ultra hard difficulty. No machine or human will ever stand a chance. This build is still customizable to whatever playstyle you may like. Whether you like to be up close or may rather like to keep a distance, or completely let your dino pals do all the work. It's by far the strongest setup you can get in the game. Every weapon, armor and gear that you have can be used no matter what situation you find yourself facing. Every weapon is powerful on its own, even without your Valor Surges. The Surge will only add an extra oomph when you are fighting. Otherwise, there's not even a need to use it as everything is just so powerful on its own. With that, let's get right into the build. Before we look at the weapons and gear, I want to show you why this build is as good as it is. Firstly, it's all thanks to your dino pals, especially your claw striders. These guys pack a real punch, especially their elemental versions, like fire and acid. These guys do a ridiculous amount of damage just on their own. You can see that they can take out machines on their own. They are not just a distraction, but they are more powerful than you may think. Especially now in the expansion, every encounter will have a big machine with a lot of smaller machines just to annoy you. If there are no smaller machines to get in your way, the big guys are no problem at all, which is probably why the devs decided to always have smaller machines around them to get in our way. And no joke, the smaller machines are more annoying than the bigger ones. And the raptors literally one-shot the humans even on ultra hard. I'm not even joking, just have a look. They are just so good, and there are just so many advantages of having your raptor friend with you. So now let's have a look at our gear. The armor we use is a Tactician. This is the best armor for this build. Every skill is actually very useful. Before I used to use the Thunder Warrior, but we don't really need all these concentration bonuses if you're going to kill them so quickly anyway. The Tactician has a lot better skills. The +2 on Machine Elemental to increase the damage for all of our raptors. +2 on machine health will make them a lot more tanky. Then the two important ones, +2 on mounted archer. This gives us 50% bonus damage while we are on a mount. All of your weapons work great while you're mounted. Getting 50% bonus damage just by attacking while sitting on your mount is just huge. Then not only that, we also get 50% damage reduction. This is probably the best skill. Completely being able to cut all of your damage in half is insane. Here's an example. You can see the rocket hit brings my health to 664, and then followed by the rock, we reach 360 health. Now with the same attack while we are on a mount, with the rocket we go to 732, and then after a rock hit, we end up at 580. You can survive a lot more while you're mounted. As for the mount that you want to use, the chargers are a lot better for mounted playstyle as they move faster than the raptors, but they aren't strong on their own. Where the raptors can move really slow, but in general are a lot stronger. As for the coils on your armor, the one that's most important is the low health ranged. This will boost your damage tremendously. With all the 4 levels, you will get bonus 80% damage while you have 50% health or lower. 80% is huge. Then for a second call, you can choose whatever you like. Where there is Valor Surge Master to refill your surge faster. There is also weapon stamina. Most of my weapons don't need to be using the weapon techniques, so I don't really need the added stamina. But if you want to play a more weapon technique focused style, then feel free to add this in. Machine damage is also great if you want to go more into your dino pals damage. Those are just my recommendations, otherwise feel free to add in anything that you may desire. Now onto the 6 weapons. Every single weapon is amazing and have their uses. Firstly, let's look at the Warrior Bow, Rain of Sparks. You can use this weapon in one of 2 ways. You can either use it as a damage dealer or as a support. The bow's ammo is very efficient in your resources. It only costs you Ridgewood and shards, which is some of the easiest resources to get. As a damage dealer, this weapon is fairly good. It can dish out consistently high damage for little to no effort. And since the ammo is very cheap, it can be the best pick if you are short on resources or if you really like to conserve your resources. If you wanted to use this weapon as a support, this is the best weapon to charge up your Valor Surge. Using many of the instant elemental trigger coils, you can chain trigger multiple elements to quickly refill your entire Valor Surge. The coils on your bow will be 3 very critical hit chance, followed by 2 impact damage coils. This will be the best setup if you wanted to go with the damage route. If you want to use it as a support, then it's basically any of the legendary coils that trigger elements instantly. Berserk, Brittle, Plasma, Corrode, Slow, these are the best you can use as they have the highest chance of proccing. Then we have our new legendary ropecaster, the tie that binds. This is probably the best weapon to come with this DLC, and it's amazing. Ropecaster in general is a solid support weapon to have no matter what. It can turn down every machine in the game with 1 or maximum 2 cuts. This weapon comes in really handy, especially when you're fighting multiple enemies. You can completely take the enemies out of commission with this for a long time. Best example is when I did the arena. We have the Fireclaw and the Slaughter Spine. Both can be dangerously aggressive, so I just go in and tie down whichever one is closer to me. Simple. So now basically when he is tied down, he can't do anything for at least a minute or so. I can now easily deal with the Slaughter Spine without ever having to worry about the Fireclaw trying to sneak up on me. This is how I was able to get the fastest time on the arena. The Ropecaster is by far the best support weapon in the game, or even the best weapon overall. And now we even have this cool new ammo on the Ropecaster, which is the explosive canisters, and they're just so cool. You can hit some really silly damage, as you can see here. I hit 11,000 damage without even doing anything. Just attach the canisters and blow them up. That's all there is. So for the calls on your Ropecaster, it's pretty simple. They're all very explosive damage. Then we have our final support weapon, which is the Sun Scourge. This weapon doesn't need any explanation at all, as it is very simple why we use it, and that is the fact that we can inflict frost really quickly with this. So for the coils, we add in 5 very rare frost coils. Now we look at our 3 damage dealer weapons. Firstly, our sharp shot bow, the Iron's Downfall. A very tactical and a highly precision weapon. If you like the playstyle where you can get rewarded for precisely aiming and targeting weak points, then this is the best weapon for you. I'm not one for aiming so carefully because I just can't, but the reward for doing it is insane. The damage from this bow can go into the tens of thousands, especially if you can hit crits. It's still one of the only bow in the game that can have elite precision arrows. As for the coils on this weapon, we add in 1 legendary critical hit and 3 very rare critical hit chance coils. Cause remember, critical hits from your sharp shot bow will give you a 150% damage boost. Plus the weapon also has 25% crit damage bonus as well. So altogether 175% damage bonus on crits. You could even just add in 5 crit chance if you wanted to as well. But for the last one, I added in 1 very rare long range damage coil. Cause 65% chance is more than enough. Another good set of coils you could add in is stealth damage. This is great because you can always get this bonus regardless of your distance to the machines. Just drop a smoke bomb and you will go into stealth, which then you will get all the stealth attack bonuses. Now for our main weapon in your arsenal, our lovely bolt blaster, the Blast Forge. This is still the strongest weapon in the game. You can hit thousands and thousands of damage in just seconds. Whether you unload your entire magazine or even just a few rounds, this weapon is totally crazy. I prefer the explosive rounds on this weapon as the initial hit will do really strong, as well as the secondary explosions that the bolts will trigger. It does have a smaller magazine, but it's still stronger than your regular bolts. For your main build, it's good to add in 3 very rare critical hit chance coils and 2 very rare long range damage coils. With the expansion now, or even just in general, it will be impossible to just stand there and use a sustained shot to kill everything. The enemies are just super aggressive, and like I mentioned, there are always smaller enemies around you all the time. Unless it's just a one-on-one fight, in which is great, otherwise I don't think so, which is why we get more crit chance. For the purpose of my arena run, to get the fastest time, I did go and add in 5 long range damage coils. And now for our final weapon, this can be literally anything that you like. This last slot is for you to pick. I love my blastling, so I added those ones on. But if you prefer spike throwers, or shredders, or hunter bows, add in whatever you like. We already have a super powerful close range weapon as our warrior bow. We have an extremely powerful long range weapon as our bolt blaster. And we also have a precision and powerful sharp shot bow. So for your last weapon, you can go ahead and add in whatever you desire. It's totally up to you. Just a quick look at what Valor Surges you could use. The best one now is the Defy Death, cause we have low health ranged calls on our gear, giving us 80% bonus damage. This is the best surge to complement it. This will automatically put you at critical health and give you bonus damage on top of it. The reason why Ranged Master is not the best because of the fact it recovers health per hit, which will automatically make our low health range call useless and we will lose 80% damage. So Defy Death is going to be the best choice. So this is just my decision. If you want to mix it up and use many of the other ones as well, Power Shot, Critical Boost, Berserk Blast are all great choices. And that is it for the build everyone. I have been playing and have a lot of these calls stacked up from multiple playthroughs, as well as I did use the glitch that was present before the expansion, which is why I have had extras of some coils. Any coil that I mentioned that you may not have multiples of, feel free to add in rare versions of them as it will do just fine. Hope you guys enjoyed the build. I will have smaller and more fun builds coming, so if you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and stay tuned for many new things coming for Burning Shores. I will catch you all next time.